Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
You're listening to the Yank and Kiwi podcast. Available everywhere on the net.
Hey, welcome! We're back with the Yank and Kiwi podcast. We are at episode 19, guys, and it's all because you guys tune into this podcast week after week. Well, how you guys doing? I'm great. Happy Halloween to all of you. And as always, I'm your host, Brett, the handsome and charismatic one, here filling in for Sam, the funny one who never shuts the fuck up and makes fun of my receding hairline and taste in alcohol.
I'm Deantay. I'm still working on a title for myself. So it's the boring drinker for now.
That'll work. Anyway.
It'll work.
Yep. Anyway, because it's Halloween, decided, let's be a little festive. And so I said, Deantay, we watch 3 films by John Carpenter. Now, if you guys don't know who John Carpenter, which I'm surprised you don't, he directed movies such as Halloween, Escape from New York, Big Trouble in Little China. And those are just the ones I could come up with off the top of my head.
They Live.
Oh, yes, They Live. That's why it's good to have Deantay here. The ones we decided to take a look at were the films in his Apocalypse Trilogy, which are The Thing, Prince of Darkness, and In the Mouth of Madness.
That's right.
Yeah. So, but I guess before we get into the films proper, let's at least just I guess we could at least just tackle what our familiarity with John Carpenter has been. And Deantay, how about you take over?
Well, I was first introduced to him through the Halloween movies back in the early 90s, which, well, of course they came out, what was it, 81 I think the first Halloween was?
Actually, I think the first Halloween came out in the 70s. Late 70s, I believe.
Yep, my mistake. And from there, I moved on to his other films like Big Trouble in Little China, which I absolutely loved. And then there was Escape in New York, They Live, the ones we brought up. And he is sort of a very good cult cinema creator because his movies haven't really done well at the box office, but they're still good movies and they get a lot of following behind them. It wasn't to the late 90s. I think it was Ghost in Mars started to get a bit declined in his quality, but his stuff in the 70s and 80s is great. So I was following him since then.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good. Me, I've known about John Carpenter for years. Like, I think I might have learned about him back in a film class I took back in my senior year of high school. I believe that was it. When we got into horror, and of course when we got to the 70s, we learned about movies like Halloween, which it's debatable on whether or not that was the first slasher movie, but it definitely popularized the formula. I mean, people will say I think like Black Christmas, the original, was the first one, which, yeah, fair enough, but it's undeniable that Halloween was like the first to at least give a face and a name to its antagonist.
Yeah, and it boosted the genre around that time because then you had the follow-ups, the ones trying to be like Friday the 13th. So it set the pace for those movies.
Most definitely, and I have also seen his other films. Well, not all of them, but I've seen plenty of them. I've seen They Live. That is without a doubt one of the best movies to star a wrestler, even if it's Roddy Piper just being himself.
Yeah.
The Escape from New York, which is an action film classic. And, well, I would be remiss in saying that I did not have a blast watching Big Trouble in Little China, and as of this moment, about the only ones I haven't seen, I think, are Vampires, which I think stars Willem Dafoe in it, which I know from one of my old managers at work, and Ghosts of Mars, which I've been told by everyone sucks, but...
It does.
Yeah. But yeah, the thing about John Carpenter, though, is that most of his movies are good. He has a pretty good track of when it comes to quality.
Yep.
And honestly, I mean, like, if you're someone who's studying films, you probably owe it to yourself to check his stuff out. And also, he's like one of those rare guys who's not only able to make good films, he's also composed the score for many of his films as well.
Yeah, he has, actually.
Yeah. I mean, like, he made the theme for Halloween. And I think he's got like a music credit to at least most of his films, except for a few. But we'll get to one of those later. But
yeah,
I think that's about as far as we can take that.
Actually, there is one thing I will add. It's to do with his latest movies. They're from Ghost on Mars onwards. They do drop in quality, but he had said that around that time he was losing his love for cinema. So by the time he did Ghost on Mars, he was burnt out. And then, of course, he did another one back in 2013 called The Ward, which wasn't that great. But yeah, by that time he actually did say he was done with cinema. So, you know, he lost the passion for it, and it shows. So you have to be a bit fair. His later movies aren't that good, but by that time he was done with them. So that's something in his defense.
I'll give him this much. I mean, at least he decided to know when it was time to call it quits, and rather than just cash in and just, make movies for a paycheck.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah. And let's be honest. I mean, the movies he has made, I don't think he's really gonna have to worry about money for, well, a pretty long time.
No.
He's made enough good movies that I think he'll have plenty of money to live off of.
Well, The Thing is still quite popular, and there's lots of comics, games, and movies for that. So he's got all the royalties for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, without a doubt. Like he's pretty much gonna make money off Halloween and The Thing and Escape from New York and Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh yeah, they're doing a fucking remake. That was in talks, wasn't it? I don't know if it's still going ahead.
What? They're doing a remake of Big Trouble in Little China? Seriously?
Oh yeah, of course. Guess who's going to be Jack Burton?
Oh, who?
Get ready to shoot yourself. The Rock.
Oh, really?
Really? That was the last I heard he was being looked at for Jack Burton.
Dude, I like The Rock. That doesn't mean I want him in everything.
No, he's not the type of actor for Jack Burton, because Jack Burton was just your everyday Joe who was a goofball. He didn't know what the hell he was doing.
Yeah. And also, by the way, if anyone has seen Big Trouble in Little China, Jack isn't even really the hero of that movie.
No, he's not. He fucks up. He's the one who stuffs everything up. He's almost the annoying sidekick in the main role.
Or at most, he's the audience proxy.
Oh, yeah, that's a better way to put it, actually.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically there just to be the audience mouthpiece.
Yeah.
And that is not... Let me put it this way. Kurt Russell looks more like a regular guy than The Rock does.
Yeah.
Or at least he did at one point. Like, I mean, like...
Well, he doesn't Big Trouble in Little China. He looks like the average fucking American trucker, and that's what he was meant to be.
Exactly. Yeah. Ah, fucking hell. I mean, it was bad enough. I mean, like, at least with the Halloween remake, they were at least trying to get the series back to its horror roots, because, like, at that point, like, they had really just run Michael Myers through the ringer.
Yep.
So there at least was a case to be made at that point, and it was at least clear that Rob Zombie was at least paying some respect to the original. You know?
Yeah.
Now, you can debate as to the actual quality of the film. That's a completely different debate. Though, but there was at least a case to be made for its existence. I mean, why do we need a remake of Big Trouble in Little China?
We don't. Well, just something simple to make, I guess. That'll be what the Hollywood executives will be thinking.
And plus, I mean, like, here's what I have to ask. I mean, like, who do they expect to see this movie? Because, I mean, Big Trouble in Little China, as popular as it is, it's not exactly a super well-known movie. It has its fans, don't get me wrong, but, I mean, are they expecting fans of the original film are gonna be the lion's share of this film's profits? Because, well, why would they see it when they've got the original?
Exactly.
And if they're expecting to draw in new people, well then, why make it when you could just re-release it in theaters?
I guess the target audience, if anything, if they're going with The Rock, would be fans of The Rock, because he draws in enough of a crowd for a movie just to get by, not to be a big success, but it gets by, and that's what they might be thinking here, if he's doing it, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. That would make sense. I mean, like, all I can say is thank God they've decided to at least hold back on doing a remake of They Live. They've at least got enough sense to respect Roddy Piper's legacy for now. Probably give it like a few decades.
Now, a few decades we might not be here to see it, so it's alright.
Yeah, if I'm dead by the time they do a remake of They Live, I won't care.
Fucking our problems will be over.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, the three films we decided to look at, they are what he called his Apocalypse Trilogy. And he called them that because each one of these films, they featured what was ostensibly an apocalyptic scenario in one fashion or another. And, and some of the best endings you can ever see in fucking movies. Nice open endings, which I like. Yeah, which, by the way, we should also warn you that at this point, if you have not seen any of these films and you don't want them spoiled, you should stop the episode right here. Go see them. Go see The Thing. Go see Prince of Darkness. Go see In the Mouth of Madness, and then afterwards you can come right back. Otherwise, we're just going to assume you have already seen these.
Yep, it's all on you if you stick around now.
All right. Okay, everyone's out of the pool. All right, good. We're gonna talk now. We'll start with The Thing. Which, The Thing is, without a doubt, this is the most well-known version of it. I mean, this is the most well-known title in the whole trilogy.
Yeah, and it was, And it's also a remake itself, you should just add that.
Which, that's the thing. That, not pun intended. I mean, we ragged on them making a remake of Big Trouble in Little China, but yeah, even John Carpenter had his own hand at remaking. But here's the thing, though. The original Thing was a Howard Hawks one that was based off a short novella called Who Goes There, which I have an audiobook of, and it's actually quite good. It was written by John W. Campbell, I believe. He got more... or was it C. Campbell? I forget. I know his name was John Campbell, but here's the thing. He got more famous for his work as an editor in a science fiction magazine, and he was actually responsible for discovering guys like Isaac Asimov. Now, I believe it was around the 50s. Yeah, it was the 50s. That Hollywood picked up the rights to do an adaptation of Who Goes There. and they called it The Thing from Another World. Although I have to have the caveat, Thing from Another World is a very loose adaptation. Like, I mean, you're familiar with that version, aren't you, Deantay?
Yeah, I have seen it in the past, but it was a very long time ago.
Yeah. But yeah, it is a very loose adaptation. It doesn't really have much to do, and doesn't have really much in common with the events of the novel, aside from a few surface things. But although I have heard that the film in its own right is good.
It was enjoyable. Yeah.
And in fact, it's actually very good for 50s science fiction horror, which sort of has a campy reputation.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think like the monster in The Thing from Another World, it's not like a shapeshifter in the novella. It's this big, towering, sort of vegetable creature that feeds off blood.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, it was done by Howard Hawks, and if you know your film history, you know how good of a filmmaker he was. So it does have some redeeming qualities to it, and in its own right, you could consider it a masterpiece. It has like snappy dialogue. It has well written characters, and it has everything that you would associate with a Howard Hawks film. So the film comes and goes. I think it does respectable, or it does well. I don't remember exactly how well it did. But I'd have to imagine it did all right. But we fast forward to the 80s, and John Carpenter gets his hands on doing an adaptation of Who Goes There. But this time he wants to try being more faithful to the book. And at this time it was actually quite appropriate, because special effects technology has advanced since then, and in fact, there are many people, myself included, who will say that this is probably the definitive version.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So, since I've gabbed on long enough, Deantay, how about you give us a run through of what the plot is for the thing?
Well, it's basically set in the Antarctic, and I believe it was oil drillers.
They're just researchers.
Researchers. Now, the oil drillers was in the 2017, and we'll get back into that. So it starts off basically where the 2017 movie ends, which was some 20 years later, where there's a dog running across the snowfields, a helicopter's in chase, and there's these two people trying to kill the dogs. So, of course, the dog has I guess you could say it's a parasite at the moment, would be a more correct term. Mm-hmm. And it's got the alien, and the helicopter crashes, of course, killing the two remaining survivors from the 2011 movie, which you won't see till later, which is kind of a morbid but clever idea, actually. And from then on, the researchers are hunted by this alien shape-shifting monster, and it creates a very great sense of paranoia, because you got your claustrophobic type setting of Alien. You know, they're isolated, it's dark, they're limited to how they move, which is always a fucking great setup for horror, especially sci-fi horror. But to up the game, you have this shape-shifting alien which can infiltrate almost anyone, and you don't know what's what. And this plays brilliantly into the ending later. But up until then, it's almost a descent into madness, which works well for the Apocalypse trilogy if you consider the last movie, which we'll get to. But one of the scenes I remember, which is the blood scene. That scene just sticks with me when they're testing the blood of everyone.
Yeah, because what Kurt Russell's character in that movie figures out is that every living cell in that creature is alive and independent, and it's capable of acting on its own. And if it feels threatened, it will try to defend itself. And they also figure out that its biggest weakness is fire. So what he does is like he heats up a bit of wire and he sticks it in blood, and when he gets around to one of them, the blood reacts, and they find it, and of course shit hits the fan as you would expect it to.
Yeah. But that scene is slow tense. I think it's a slow scene. It's about 7 minutes.
Yeah.
But it is so fucking tense.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, like there's a level of tension that's constantly felt throughout the entire film because you don't know who the thing is. It could be anyone, and no one in the film can trust each other.
No. And they even fool the audience a few times. Of course, you see where they put up the red herrings on the second view, but when you're first watching it, they do a very good job of fooling you.
Mm-hmm.
A very good job. Because I actually thought that Kurt Russell was going to be the thing more than once.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, also, in fact, it would go without saying that Kurt Russell more or less carries the film on his shoulders.
Yep.
I mean, that's not to say that the rest of the cast doesn't perform well, but I mean, like, he pretty much steals the show.
Yeah, this is one where he really shines out.
Yeah, this is like definitely one of the highlights of his whole career. But yeah, like I said, there's also good performances from other cast members like Keith David and Wilford Brimley. Wilford Brimley, by the way, is the guy from the diabetes commercials, guys. You know,
diabetes commercials.
Yeah, Wilford Brimley. He sort of starred in these commercials for diabetes treatment medication, I believe.
I'm gonna have to look those up after this. I've seen them on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll find them.
Yeah, no, look that up.
And I don't really need to talk that much about Keith David. In fact, I mean, like, I think like this is I can't remember. Was this before or after They Live? Because he was also in that one too.
I'm actually not 100% sure on that.
Well, in any case, though, I mean, like, he's also famous for a lot of work he did outside of the thing.
Yeah,
he's Goliath from Gargoyles, and
he voiced Spawn in the animated series.
Yes, that's right. He was in that too. Yeah, but like I said, it is a very well acted script and very, very good dialogue in it. Feels very natural. Not pretty much nobody feels like they're forcing their lines, and everyone pretty much acts like you would expect them to act.
Yep, and they're so quick to turn on each other, and it's interesting because the way they turn on each other. There's a lot of movies that try to do this, especially with what was that absolutely fucking stupid movie about the flesh-eating virus?
It sounds familiar, but I can't quite place
Cabin
it.
Fever.
Cabin Fever. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the way they turn on that is so fucking. It's absurd. It's. I think it's one of the girl's boyfriends. He's all of a sudden he's a germaphobe, and he isolates himself in this fucking barn, and he's like, don't come near me, don't come near me. But the way they build it up is just absolutely fucking absurd. But you compare it to The Thing, where you can understand why they're so paranoid, and the change in some of them it's slow, in some of them it's sudden, but it just has a natural flow to it, and it gives each character a personality, as into why they would turn, and you're not thinking, this guy's just being a prick for the hell of it. I never got that from anyone. Everyone had their reasons. Everyone had their own way of dealing with things. It's so well done. And it's one of the few movies that actually succeeds in doing that.
Yeah, exactly. And now you're probably wondering, like, what exactly, how does this qualify to be in the Apocalypse trilogy? Well, the scenario that it sets up is that if the thing manages to make it to civilization, it would take very long for it to infect like the whole of the entire population on Earth.
No, it would not.
Yeah. And also, I'd think I'd be remiss if I did not point out that this film's also been influential to a point, because, like, you know, with the blood test that's in the film?
Yep.
Well, okay, do you remember in Deep Space Nine when they were trying to track down the changelings?
Yes. Yeah, I did.
And they came up with a blood test that the changelings figured out how to beat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
Try and tell me that's not lifted out of the thing.
I can't. No, you.
I mean, I would be very surprised to learn if it wasn't.
No, the thing actually has inspired a lot of works over the years. One, and even an anime, which is, of course, Eva, the animation, which is a fantastic series. But the alien creature in that, what's it called, Zenom?
Really?
It's a fucking complete inspiration from the thing, and they actually say that.
Huh. I thought you were going to name check Parasite, because that I could kind of see.
I haven't actually seen that, to be honest.
Yeah, well, what Parasite, what happens is that there are these alien parasites that come down and infect people on Earth, and the main character, like, gets his right hand and infected, and then all of a sudden it becomes sentient, and it decides to help him hunt other aliens, and it can shapeshift, and all the other, pretty much all the parasites can do that. Like,
okay.
I know, the premise just sounds like it's kind of inspired by the thing to me.
Yeah, that does. I might have to check that one out.
Yeah.
That's a recent one, isn't it? Like,
yeah, very recent.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Oh yeah. Also one thing I have to talk about, like, this is one of the few of John Carpenter's films that he did not conduct music for. In fact, he got Ennio Morricone for it. Now, on the off chance you guys don't know who that is, he is the guy that did the music for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Sure, people know that movie at least. Surely.
Yeah. I mean, like, even if you haven't seen that movie, you at least know the theme song. But yeah, the music that he does for the thing, it's very chilling, very atmospheric, and atmosphere is very important to this film too. I mean, like,
absolutely.
That film looks. It doesn't just it's not only very oppressive, it also looks to be like cold. Yeah, that film just makes me feel like I'm cold.
Yeah, and it's the small fucking details that they do, because Kurt Russell's beard, it almost always has frost on it when he's not, like, deep in the building. When he's towards the exit or outside, you know, he has this extremely cold look, and it's just the small details. The frost in the beard, you know, the way he's holding his arms, it's, yeah.
Not only that, I mean, like, you also have characters, if they've been outside, their jackets look like they're a little frosted over.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, we have to talk about the climax, because holy hell, is that one hell of a climax.
Yeah, and it's a fucking debate that's gone on for years, and it's still going on today.
Yeah. Well, basically what happens is Blair Wilford Brimley's character turns out to basically be the final thing, as far as they know, and they try to hunt him down. And it turns out that under this tool shed they were stashing him in, he was building a spaceship. And they decide that they gotta take out the thing now, otherwise it's just going to just go to sleep during winter, and then once spring comes and it thaws out, it's going to head towards the mainland, and they can't let it get out. So they go under the tool shed, they got dynamite with them. And Blair's just picking them off one by one, and then it's just down to him and Kurt Russell. And and holy hell, I mean, like, they got it. He's got one hell of a monster look to him. It's just, it is fucking hideous.
Yep.
And in all the right ways too. And what he does is he tosses a stick of dynamite at him and he yells, "Fuck you too," and runs. and of course it goes up in flames as far as we know. And also I think we gotta talk about the special effects. These are some of the greatest practical effects in films.
Oh, they are. The fucking monster looks fucking great all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, and because like the monster doesn't really have its own shape, there's a lot of creativity on display here. It's kind of got this amorphous, this blob of flesh and limbs and sinew, and it just looks hideous. But you are just stunned by like how much work that went into that.
Yeah. Was that who's the fucking puppeteer guy that they turned to?
I think the guy who did it was Rob Bottin.
Oh, okay. No, not the one I'm thinking of. Then.
I think the guy you're thinking of is Stan Winston. Although I think
yes, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to. Yeah, but I do believe it was Rob Bottin that worked on this. That worked on The Thing.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he fucking did a great job anyway, regardless.
Yeah, no doubt he did. And he hasn't. But yeah, he's worked a lot with John Carpenter. He's also worked with David Fincher and Paul Verhoeven. Like, he's got credits to Basic Instinct, Total Recall, RoboCop, 7, Fight Club, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Yes, yeah, this guy's done. Yeah, it seems like he kind of stops like after 2002, but yeah, this guy is work. This is definitely the highlight of his career. So I would say his best work is on display in this film. A lot of great prosthetics, puppets, and it's just everything gets thrown at the wall, and also and when you said it was all the little details that make it feel more real, like all those creatures, they look surreal just because they look so moist and wet. Yeah.
I mean, they're actually fucking dripping. It's that.
Yeah, they're dripping with fluids of all sorts.
Yeah.
Sorry, it looks fucking gross man. And that's me praising it. It's supposed to look gross.
Yeah. And you could actually feel like you could touch it and just feel how slimy and grimy it would be. It's fucking great.
Yeah, it is. And I think we've pretty much said everything that can be said. It's once we get through In the Mouth of Madness, we'll let you guys know where we think each film ranks in the series. But
yep.
The status that The Thing has built for itself as a cult classic and a classic of horror, it's well deserved. And this is, if you're a horror director, if you're a John Carpenter fan, if you're a practical effects junkie, you got to see this movie at least once.
At least once. If you haven't fucking seen it already, Christ, what have you been doing?
Yeah. Although, now I kind of avoided seeing like the remake prequel thing. And did you see it, Deantay?
Yes, I did, and I'm going to wipe this fucking argument right off the board, in my opinion. It's not a fucking remake, okay? The ending of that movie completely abolishes any chance of it being a remake. Mm-hmm. It's basically the same fucking setup. People are trapped in this fucking building, and the Thing is one by one knocking them off, and they try and stop it. But the last fucking 10 minutes, it's two guys who barely speak English. There's the survivors.
Yeah, they're the Norwegian team. That's right.
Yeah. They get to this helicopter and they're taking off, and you think they're going to get away. And all of a sudden, you see this dog run out of the fucking what's left of the place, and then they start chasing it and shooting at it, and that's where it fucking finishes. That is a prequel, because that's exactly where the original John Carpenter thing starts, with them in the helicopter trying to take out this dog. This is not the 2011 movie is not a fucking remake. It cannot be. It's a hands down prequel.
Although from what I understand, it basically hits the same story beats. So
yeah, that's what I mean. It's the same fucking story, but that last 10 minutes abolishes it of being a remake.
Yeah. But okay, would you say it's better to not see it, or is it gonna do anything for you if you do see it?
It's not going to do anything either way. If you see it, you see it. If you don't see it, you're not missing anything. It's it's just a very bland movie at the end of the day, and it doesn't add or take away anything. At least it doesn't take away anything. You can say,
well, okay, actually, it would take away a lot of the surprise that the original has if you see it first.
That is true.
Yes. Seeing it could, if you see the 2011 prequel first, it's definitely going to cheapen the experience of the 1982 one.
No, all right, no, yeah, you got me there. Yeah. Okay, if you've already seen the thing, if you haven't seen any of these movies, see the fucking 80s one first, and if you have seen it, and whether or not you happen to see the 2011 movie or not, it's not going to change anything. Just know, you may as well know that the last 10 minutes is the setup for the first movie with the helicopter chasing the dog. So that's probably the fucking only thing you need to know if you want to know what it's about, what's worth watching.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Now, the funny thing, though, is about this film is that even though it's so well regarded as a classic nowadays, when it initially came out, it bombed.
I don't know. And
yeah, though the thing was, it's not. I mean, it didn't exactly get good reviews at first, but the biggest slight against it was that it. Do you want to know which movie it was running up against at the time? It was running up against E.T.
Oh, fucking yeah! All right.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Because I actually watched a documentary on Carpenter, and it was the same sort of story with They Live and Big Trouble in Little China. When they first come out, a lot of people didn't like them, but he said that he went into a video store once with Kurt Russell, and the video store owner said to them, the movies that they can never keep on shelves that everyone is trying to watch is The Thing, They Live, and Big Trouble in Little China. And they were always on demand.
Time sort of... these were movies that, while they didn't do good initially, Time sort of has helped their reputation.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. He's one of the best cult directors from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Because his stuff is fucking good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he is. But still, I mean, the thing that hurt the thing the most was that it had the misfortune to have to run up against E.T., which it wasn't going to have a chance of beating.
No, of course, like E.T.'s the more family-friendly thing, so that's what families would prefer to go see. I mean, the thing would be for the fucking teens, young adults who just want to get out and watch something gory. Which,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty much what hurt it initially, but nowadays it's well regarded as a classic, and rightly so.
Yeah.
So now, as for the next two, it's a bit different. These are next up is Prince of Darkness.
Yeah, that's the satanic cult type plot of the movies.
Yeah, the premise behind this movie is that there's a sect of the Catholic Church that's been guarding this thing that is the son of what they describe as an anti-god. And it's taken the form of this green swirling liquid that exists in a glass case. And the current priest that's now its caretaker has decided to let scientists examine it. And as they keep examining it, weird shit keeps happening. You have these homeless people that show up and they act super weird and they're murderous and they act kind of evil, and the liquid starts seeping out of its container and it gets into people, makes them start acting evil. And then it gets into one of the scientists and pretty much possesses her so that she can reach into a mirror and bring in the anti-god into our world.
And this fucking plays to an important part later as well, which we'll get to.
Yeah. And all the while this is happening, everybody's having this dream where they're seeing what looks like something that was shot on somebody's video camera. And it's playing this message with a distorted voice that's saying, "This isn't a dream. This isn't a dream. We are sending you this message through your neural pathways, but we are not able to send it to you consciously. You are interpreting this as a dream, but it isn't. We are sending you this from the year 1999. We are sending you this so that you can change the future."
And that was actually I remember watching that, and that actually gave me chills, the way that they did those.
Yeah,
they were very chilling fucking things.
Oh, hell yeah, no doubt. That is... in fact, I would say it's probably the most chilling aspect. It's actually the scariest part of the entire movie, because when everyone's awake, we're seeing people that are clearly possessed. They're acting evil, like they're acting murderous, they're acting out of sorts. They are not acting like themselves, and you know something's wrong. And that little implication that video, dream sequence drops, that really kind of gives you a scope of how bad things are, how dire the stakes are. Because this is being sent from... If this is being sent from the future, then people are getting so desperate that the only hope they've got is to try to change the future to avert all this from happening.
Yeah. I mean, this is actually a very strong theme in the entire apocalyptic trilogy. Is, of course, the fucking coming apocalypse of some sort, but paranoia and changes in people's personality. That is a strong theme in all three movies.
Oh yeah, I didn't pick up on that. Good, thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, I mean, like there's certainly a paranoia about the end of the world and people not acting like themselves, and in fact everything not being what it seems. And
also people just completely turning on each other at some point. There's some driving force, whether it be the thing, the green slime, or what it is in Mouth of Menace, which we'll get to. The people turn on each other. And it's very hard to deinitiate. What the fuck word is that? It's very hard to know, who can you trust? How is this going to play out? Okay. Who's doing what? You don't know these while you're watching, and it's one hell of a fucking journey when you watch the movies initially, and you can watch these a second and even third time, and it might not be until then that you work out, I see what they were doing. Mm-hmm. But your first watches, my God, are they a fucking journey or what? And you get completely lost in what's going on, and you're so deeply involved, and that's when the paranoia hits you, because these characters are going to fucking turn.
Oh, yeah. now, compared to The Thing, it's not as special effects heavy.
No, it's not.
It's not. This one's horror is more built around. In fact, I think the best way of putting it is that what's scary about The Thing and what's scary about Prince of Darkness are complete opposites. In The Thing, the scariest parts of that movie are when nothing's happening. Well, no, that's not right. The scariest parts of the Thing are when shit actually happens, because it does such a good job of ramping up the tension. Yeah.
It's a slow burn build up, but you fucking feel it.
Yes, and so like in the scene when the doctor's going to resuscitate the guy who has a heart attack, and his stomach opens and it reveals all that teeth, and it bites his arms off.
Oh god, yeah.
Not only does that fucking take you by surprise, it's terrifying, because all throughout it's just been quietly setting all this up. It's like it's been pulling on a rubber band and pulling it further and further, and then it lets go and snap. That's when it hits you.
Yeah.
Hits you, and you're pretty much got no other choice but to feel terrified. Right, and that's because the context built around those moments, like those really violent and visceral and grotesque moments in The Thing, they're so quiet and understated.
And the best thing is, I should have fucking said this when talking about The Thing, they have the build up, but when the actual part that scares you is presented, it's not a jump scare. It's not the traditional fucking jump scare. It is so well executed. It catches you by surprise, but you're not, oh shit, oh, jump scare, okay, all right, back to the movie. You're actually, once it happens, you're fucking immersed, invested, and it'll get you. It'll get you.
Yes. Whereas by contrast, in Prince of Darkness, that dream sequence is scary because of what it's implying. Everything else that happens outside of the dream, it's graphic, it's violent, it's eerie, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But what that dream sequence is implying is what really drives home the horror of that movie.
Yeah.
That the people sending this message, they are getting that desperate.
And I guess that's part of the charm of the Prince of Darkness, because you know where this is going, you know what's going to happen, mm-hmm. and you're getting the build up as the movie goes on. And of course, once you get to the end, we'll get to the end anyway, but you've got that build up. You know where the destination is, and you're watching it happen, and it's you're just witnessing the madness. And that's actually a really good way to present a movie. I mean, they tried it in, what was that, fucking Monsters, that everyone praises for. I actually thought that was boring as fucking hell. Where they had the destination at the start of the movie, and the journey was the movie itself. And it didn't come off as well as this Prince of Darkness does. But that's the charm of that movie. You've got your destination. Now you're going to see the fucking journey, and you know that there is nothing that's going to stop you from witnessing it, and that sticks with you subconsciously while you're watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really fucking well done.
Yeah, and of course, and like I said, and like talking about the ending, is that they sort of beat the we'll just call him the Antichrist for lack of a better term. Yeah, they beat this Antichrist by trapping it in this mirror dimension and shattering mirrors so it can't get out. And what happens next is that we're treated to another dream sequence. Same setup, but what also was happening with that dream sequence is, as that message was playing, we were seeing a figure leave the church. At the end, we're getting the same message, but now it's a different person leaving the church. And it leaves you wondering, did anything they do actually matter? Did they actually beat this Antichrist, or did they just change the future just a little bit, but it's still going to turn out the same way? Whereas over in The Thing, it was down to Kurt Russell and Keith David, and we were left wondering whether, well, at least their characters were left wondering whether one of them was a thing or not.
Yeah, and the debates, of course, is going that, well, Kurt Russell realised it at the end, and then there's the other debate in, oh no, it was Kurt Russell, he realised that's his friend, but they're both going to freeze to death. It's a never-ending debate, and I hope it's never resolved, to be honest.
It should not be. It's also, it's one of those questions that just shouldn't be answered. You know, also another question from a classic movie that should never have been answered is whether or not Deckard was a replicant, but that's a completely different debate.
Yeah, it's not getting to fucking Blade Runner, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's not getting to Blade Runner.
But yeah, it's a question that's not supposed to be answered. It's more like what the implication of the question is.
Well, getting back to the Prince of Darkness is the actual, when he wakes up from the dream, I forget the character's name, yeah. He's got his hand out and he's going towards the mirror. Yeah. And I had when I saw that, the first thing that fucking flashed in my mind was Invasion of the Body Snatchers with Donald Sutherland. It was almost an identical haunting ending to that.
Oh. Yeah, I've not seen that version of Body Snatchers.
Oh, I won't tell you what happens in, but check it out when you can, and think back to the Prince of Darkness, and you'll see what I fucking mean.
Okay, but yeah, I would say that what Prince of Darkness's biggest letdown is that it doesn't have a cast that's as strong as The Thing. It's not to say that the actors do badly, but compared to what we got with The Thing, it's not quite to the same level.
No, it's not, because to be honest to God, I cannot remember a single character's name in the Prince of Darkness.
Yeah,
I remember what they did. I remember their roles.
The only two people I remember from Prince of Darkness are Donald Pleasance, and that's because he was in Halloween. I mean, which is probably why he's in that movie, because he's worked with John Carpenter before, and he is also probably he's simultaneously the best actor in that movie, but I also feel like his talent's kind of wasted because his character, I mean, like, he has top billing, but his character is not really that active.
No, it's not.
Yeah. The only other actor I do remember from that movie was Alice Cooper. And he has a fucking cameo. But that's at least worth seeing this movie for. It's a John Carpenter movie that features Alice Cooper.
There was, I'm just trying to fucking remember his name. He's the Chinese guy. Victor Wong. I remember him in the movie because, of course, also he's in Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah, that's right. Man, I can't believe I forgot that. But yeah,
he's also he's been in a lot of fucking great B-horror movies like the original Tremors.
Yeah, but yeah, it definitely goes without saying that the cast in Prince of Darkness is considerably weaker than The Thing, and definitely its biggest. Yeah. And definitely
they're not very well written. I'd say they're not. Okay, no, they're not poorly written. They're not strongly written.
Not
as strong.
Yeah, cast isn't as strongly written, and the actors they're not as good. And it also kind of wastes Donald Pleasance, since because he's he's a much better actor than what he's given in this movie.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
He's too restrained.
Yeah. And like I said, Alice Cooper, what he has is just a cameo, but still, I will give it that. It's at least cool that he's in the movie.
True.
Yeah, but yeah. So, to cap this off, is In the Mouth of Madness.
And holy fuck, is this a mindfuck?
Yeah. And of course, this is something Deantay can take a little pride in because it stars a New Zealand national treasure, Sam Neill.
Sam Neill, yeah.
Whom, by the way, this is not a slight against him as an actor, but good God, does he suck at hiding his accent. Yeah, like, I saw his Kiwi accent slip through several times in this movie.
Yeah, this was one of his first major fucking roles, though, to be fair.
Yeah, actually, this was like right off the heels of Jurassic Park, I believe.
Yeah, well, he was actually, it was this in The Omen, The Omen 3, sorry, where he played a central character, and that was what led to Jurassic Park later on. Not later on, it was soon after, but, these were the movies that gave him a kickstart, and he's not so good in them. And like you said, the fucking accent slipping. But have you ever seen Tom Hanks's first movie about the fucking video game? The RPG thing. He turns into this crazy person,
amazing!
And he is absolutely fucking awful in it.
Oh my god! Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Look. Yeah. I'll cut on some slack. Yes. I understand. Got to cut on some slack. I'm just saying. Sam Neill's a great actor, but like I said, he doesn't do a good job hiding the fact that he's a Kiwi.
No, you can see this as his fucking starting point.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, you will see his accent slip through several times in this movie. But which is not to say that he does a bad job. It's just that one little thing. So what the premise behind In the Mouth of Madness is, it's sort of a take on Lovecraft.
Yeah, it's very Lovecraftian.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. It's very loosely Lovecraftian. Like, it's more like you can see the ideas are there, but it's not like a direct adaptation of any of Lovecraft's stories. No,
it's the dark imagination of Lovecraft, though.
Yeah.
It's fucking flooded in this movie.
Yeah, sort of the big elements that come with Lovecraft is that you have this cosmic horror, and what drives that is that there are entities out there who exist on a scope that we cannot even comprehend, that to gaze upon them is to go mad, and if they don't notice us, like, they either view us with apathy or open contempt. And it just reinforces how small all humanity is in the universe. And how there are forces out there that are so much greater than us, and how there's also like a big thing with civilizations rising and falling. And you also have main characters that their sanity starts to slip further and further as the story goes on. There's a huge use of the unreliable narrator in Lovecraft's work. And In the Mouth of Madness definitely has those elements to it in it.
Yeah.
So since I talked Prince of Darkness, how about you take the reins here, Deantay?
Okay, Mouth of Madness is... How can I fucking put this? It's a very complex movie, and this is... If you're going to have to watch one of the apocalyptic trilogy more than once to fully grasp and understand it, Mouth of Madness, hands down, will be the one. Because there's so much subtle setup, there's so much foreshadowing, and a lot of it goes, and that went over my head when I first watched, and I've discussed this with a lot of people. It goes over their heads because it's just a passing conversation. It's the covers of the book. I actually get to the plot. Okay, so the plot is there's this guy in a psych ward, and he's having an interview with there's a reporter or a detective, one of the two, and he's telling the story of how there's this author and he's writing these books, and these books are actually, what it is this author is some kind of entity. I don't think it's actually explained that well, but as he writes his books, it's inviting things into the real world. And one of the subtle setups is every book cover is something that's going to happen to these people. Like, I think it's the children, which is a very fucking chilling aspect. There's this dog that's seen running around every now and then, and it's got 4 legs. This is a stupid way for me to explain, but work with me. And then one of the books, actually, it has a cover of these children chasing a dog. And you see the children throughout the movie, and they're just your normal fucking everyday kids. Then this book comes out, and it's got this cover, and then later we see the children again. Their mouths are covered in blood, and you see the dog limping away with only 3 legs. And that was one of the biggest holy shit. Now, what this movie actually is these books, they're inviting, demons into our world, and as people read them, they're slowly taking over. And this guy in the psych ward, played by Sam Neill, he's onto this. And soon people realize that if they kill him, they might be able to stop this demonic takeover. So he himself is starting to kill the readers because they're the ones getting possessed, and he thinks by doing so is going to stop. Then the Mouth of Madness is actually a tunnel which he uses to escape his pursuers at one point. But what this fucking tunnel is a leap from books to the real world, and he was actually a book character to begin with that had crossed into the real world. Yeah. And that was one of the biggest what the fuck moments.
Yeah, it's a bit trippy.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to explain to say because there's so much going on.
Yeah, what the thing with the author is that he's sort of like a gestalt of Stephen King and H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, he actually fucking take pot shots at Stephen King, and which was great.
that was pretty funny. Yeah, and what Sam Neill's character is that he's an insurance investigator, and the publisher for the books, they've been out of contact with the author for a while, and they want to send him to find out if he's running some sort of insurance scam. And Sam Neill's character, best way of putting it, he's very he's hyper rational.
Yes.
He's a guy. He's also a pessimist. He expects the worst out of everybody. His philosophy is summed up with a line he says, "If you can think of it, somebody's already done it."
Which, yeah.
And the vibe I sort of got is that with the author is that he was sort of being used as a vessel by these extra dimensional beings. Means to help create a gateway into our world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what separates Mouth of Madness from Prince of Darkness and The Thing is that where the first two kind of implied their ending, this one, no ambiguity about it whatsoever.
No, it's very clear what was ending. You might have to watch the movie again just to make sure you got all the points, but the ending is fucking solid. There's no dispute.
Yeah, the world comes to an end, and the final scene, he's in a movie theater watching his life play out in a movie like it was supposed, and he's just laughing
because he realizes I'm actually a book character and I crossed into the real world.
Yeah,
I brought these things with me.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing with Mouth of Madness is like I'm trying to figure like how it conveys the best way to say it conveys its horror, and because it's not as subtle as Prince of Darkness or The Thing, and that's not a slight against it because I don't think it's really trying to be subtle. No.
It is full on fucking madness, this movie.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think really where the horror's coming from. I think where the horror's coming from is like when you think about it. Let's. I don't think thinking about it necessarily makes it scarier, but it does help make things make more sense in the context of the film. But the horror definitely comes from the fact that you kind of learn that his character does not really have any agency. There's really nothing he can do.
No, he's a huge pawn in this.
Yeah,
and it's not until the end that he realizes. But that's the thing. There's no escape.
Yeah,
pretty much.
There's no getting out. There is no getting out of this, and that's the horror comes from its hopelessness. Yeah, which is where the horror from all of Lovecraft's short stories came from, was that ultimately the situation was completely hopeless.
Well, actually, that might actually be the point.
Yeah.
There is one escape, and that is just to completely lose your sanity. That's the only way out of this.
Oh,
is to let go of reality and just lose your mind.
Okay, yeah, I'll concede that. Yeah, that's about your only escape is to just completely give in to the madness.
Yep, and just lose your grip on reality and let go. That's it. That's it. That's your out. And
as opposed to the other two movies where they sort of dangled some kind of hope in front of you.
Yep.
This one just snatches it out of your hands. And I guess it's safe to say that of the three, this is definitely the bleakest because of how unambiguous it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I would also say that compared to The Thing, it's definitely more special effects heavy than Prince of Darkness, though not as special effects heavy as The Thing. It's like I said, the real terror comes more from its hopelessness. But there are some really fucked up imagery in this, as you should expect from something that is Lovecraft inspired.
And once you start feeling the isolation of Sam Neill's character, especially when he's in the cell, and just the simple things like the fucking hand knocking on the window, of the door, that tension is great.
Oh, definitely.
You got the atmosphere, and of course the shit hits the fan. It's the last 5 minutes once he gets out of the cell and everything's gone.
Yup.
And all you don't actually see any real monsters or anything of it happening. You see like images of monsters, but in that last 5 minutes you do not see any of the demons. It's not full blown on. You see his shadow walk past the camera. You see when he's walking down the streets of the cinema, there's something going on in the background, but it's too blurred to actually make out what it is. The focus is purely on him, his surroundings. He's taking in what's going on. That's when he goes to the movie, watches. The movie is called The Mouth of Madness that he goes to see, which is him. He's relaying once he sits down eating his popcorn. That fucking popcorn was so fucking huge. That's I'll get to that.
It's
he's
only
watching
in
the
America would we serve popcorn or in that big a bucket.
Well, the fact is, all this is going on, yet he had time to fucking get himself a big thing of fucking popcorn.
Yeah, it's dark. There's some dark comedy in this, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so he sits down with his fucking huge fucking popcorn, and he's watching the movie The Mouth of Madness, which is based on the last book, which is him.
Yeah, it's his life.
And that's when he realizes, okay, I'm a fictional character. I'm stuck in reality, and now I'm going to go crazy because it's my only way out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is it. That's definitely it. But yeah, if you really want to hear something messed up though, you got to hear about the background of this movie.
Okay.
Yeah. The guy who wrote it's based off a screenplay by a guy named Michael DeLuca. Yeah, that was his name, Michael DeLuca. Now he's more known for his role as a producer, but in like the late 80s, early 90s, he tried his hand at writing some horror scripts. Now, his early draft for In the Mouth of Madness got picked up by John Carpenter. He thought it had potential, but it needed a rewrite. So that's what he gave it. Now, here's what's the funniest part about this. Michael DeLuca also wrote an episode of Star Trek. It was Star Trek Voyager.
Okay.
And it was Threshold, which is widely considered one of the worst Star Trek episodes of all time.
Wow. I didn't really watch Voyager, so
Yeah, let me just tell you that. I'll just tell you this. In Threshold, you get like this really fucked up monster story that involves going past warp 10 and stuff. It's a really terrible episode of Voyager. You're not missing anything, but
hold on. They go to warp 10.
What happens is that Tom Paris he's trying to figure out a way to go past warp 10 so that they can get Voyager back to the Alpha Quadrant faster.
Oh yeah.
And then he accidentally figures out a way to do it, but because he was going faster than warp 10, supposedly it's messed up his genetics, like it's causing him to evolve faster.
Okay.
And he's gradually turning into a salamander. Oh boy, it gets sillier.
Okay.
At the climax, he kidnaps Janeway and takes her on the Delta Flyer and does the same thing. And when they track down the Delta Flyer, they're these fucking salamander creatures, and they fucking mated, and oh my, it's just it is like
I gotta watch this. I want to watch this episode. I'm gonna do that before bed tonight. I gotta see this. I have to see this.
Yeah, like I said, it is like it's legitimately like one of the worst Star Trek episodes ever made, and so it's widely considered the worst episode of Voyager.
Fucking Xander. For a minute there, I thought you were going to say, they try to break warp speed 10 and it enters this dimension and brings back a monster. I'm thinking, isn't that the fucking plot from Event Horizon?
If only. But yeah. The guy who wrote that episode also wrote the early draft of In the Mouth of Madness.
Oh. Have you read this draft?
I don't know. I have not tracked down that. I've not been able to track down the rough draft, but
that would be something to fucking say.
I also think, like, if I remember correctly, Michael DeLuca also like had a couple wrote one of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I think it was it Nightmare on Elm Street 5? Let me look him up.
No, that was the dream baby, wasn't it? She was pregnant, and every time the fucking baby was dreaming, it would. Yeah, that was a weird one.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah, I did not see that one, but yeah. Okay, let me see. Yeah. Freddy's Nightmares. Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. That was the one he wrote.
That was so fucking goofy.
Yeah. Oh, here's another one he wrote.
What's that?
Judge Dredd.
Sylvester Stallone?
Yes.
I am the lure?
Yes. Yeah. Oh man, it gets even better. It's because after Star Trek Voyager, he went strictly into a producer role. Here's some of the stuff he's helped produce.
Okay.
He's got Blade.
That was good.
American History X.
Yeah.
Let's. Blow.
Blow. Oh, that Johnny Depp one.
Yeah, the one where he's a cocaine dealer.
Yeah.
And he also has Blade 2.
Yeah.
Both Ghost Rider movies.
Yeah.
The Social Network.
Yeah.
Dracula Untold.
Oh God.
50 Shades of Grey.
That.
And like I said, that was the guy who came up with the initial idea of In the Mouth of Madness, and let's just be thankful that John Carpenter gave it a rewrite.
You think it would have ended with Sam Neill walking in with his big popcorn, sitting down, laughing, and turning into a salamander?
Or so, that would have been funny. That would have been funny, yeah. Yeah, it would have been. Yeah. So that's basically all three movies in a nutshell. So I think now's a good time for us to talk about like how we think these movies rank. And well, I don't think it's any secret that we both think The Thing is going to be the best of them.
Actually, The Thing is technically the better movie on a technical standard. It's almost flawless. But as far as for that particular trilogy, I am going to have to say Mouth of Madness would be my top pick from that series. And it's just because it's so I like mindfuck movies. I mean, you've known me for 6 years. You know how much I love my mindfuck movies.
Yes, you do.
So Mouth of Madness would be my pick for the best movie from that trilogy. I'm not fucking hating on The Thing at all. Great fucking movie, fantastic fucking movie, strong movie. But I would pick Mouth of Madness just for my own personal taste.
All right, that's fair. But yeah, I would definitely go with The Thing. It's followed by In the Mouth of Madness, and
Yeah,
I guess
The
we
Thing would
both
be my
are of
second
one
pick.
mind that Prince of Darkness is probably the weakest.
Yeah, that's the weak. It's a good movie, but it's definitely the weakest of the trilogy.
Yeah, which is not. Yeah, but yeah, all three of these movies are excellent, and if you're a horror buff, you definitely should see these movies at least once.
Fucking yeah, at least once.
Yeah.
More than once.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. And in fact, in the case of The Thing, this is a film that's like you got to study this thing. And of course, I would also say watch In the Mouth of Madness multiple times just so you get it. And if just to be a completionist, just watch Prince of Darkness once.
Yeah. Do a marathon of them. Do a fucking marathon of them. It's fucking Halloween. Get all three movies. Get your fucking overlarge fucking popcorn. Sit down and watch all three of them.
Oh yes.
And don't turn into a salamander.
And I think that's that's the best note for us to end on.
Yep.
We'll be with you guys next week. Happy Halloween.
Take care.